Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us for Alpine's monthly webinar series. I do want to let everybody know that this will be our last webinar for the summer. We want everybody to get some time and relax during July and August, so we'll be back with new webinars in September. But we wanted to bring this one to you because the number one request we get from agents is get me in front of more people. I can close more business if you can get me in front of the people. But when the agents look at the different prospecting methods, they can look at, first of all, buying leads. Well, none of us like to buy the leads because chasing those people down is absolutely crazy. And they usually sell them to multiple people. And it's just really hard work, and nobody really likes to do it. You can do referrals. That's the best one. If you can do referrals, that's great. But a lot of people don't have referrals, enough of their practice built up to get referrals on a consistent basis and make a living that way. You can do centers of influence. Those are great too, but again, it's a very long-term situation where you have to build up that relationship. Or you can run seminars. And for the years, I've been doing seminars. That's how I built my practice many years ago. But when I talk to agents about seminars, I get a couple pushbacks. I get a pushback that, look, they're too expensive. Well, what they're really saying is there's too much risk. I don't want to kick out all of this money, and what happens if nobody shows up? You know, it's only expensive if you don't get business, if you don't get clients, and if you're getting in front of the people, you'll do that. So part of the thing is I don't want to take that risk. The other is it's a lot of work. I can tell you from doing them for over 20 years now, there's a lot of preparation work in finding the venue and going out and making sure everything's set up, and all the pieces to talking to the mail houses and developing the mailer and all the follow-up. There's a lot of work. Matter of fact, most people I work with who do seminars have an assistant. That's their full-time job. So when people look at seminars, they say, I'm not going to do that because I don't have the time, and I'm not going to take that risk. Well, we want to introduce you today to White Glove Workshops. And Natalie Grassi here is from White Glove, and she's going to talk to you about a new way to do seminars where you don't have any risk and you don't have to do all the work. They'll take care of all of that for you. So without any further ado, without stealing more of our thunder, I'm going to hand this over to Natalie. Natalie, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate Alpine Brokerage allowing us to be with all of you this morning. And thanks to each and every one of you for taking the time to hear about White Glove Workshops, the only turnkey, risk-free, hands-free, guaranteed way for you to grow your practice. As Chris said, my name is Natalie Grassi, and I'm an account executive here at White Glove Workshops. I've been with White Glove since November 2016, and during that time, I've helped hundreds of advisors grow their business. I love to travel, and on the bottom left there, you can see a picture from when I motorbiked from North Vietnam to South Vietnam. I want to give you a quick backstory about our company and how we began. These are our founders, Dean Thurman and Mike Thurman. They are cousins who've been financial advisors for the past 27 years. They primarily grew their practice using educational seminars. About 5 years ago, they realized they weren't seeing the same results from their direct mail marketing campaigns as they experienced in the past. Previously, when they spent a ton of money up front on direct mail marketing, they'd walk into rooms full of prospects. But over time, they started seeing diminishing returns. Rather than seeing roomfuls, they'd see just a couple people in the room, still paying them the same amount of money for those direct mail pieces. And they hated paying for empty seats. So they took a break because they knew there had to be a better way. And what they came up with is a very innovative approach, which is to use digital marketing to drive people into workshops. When they realized how effective this was, they decided they wanted to share it with advisors all across the country. And in September 2015, White Glove Workshops began. Now, as I mentioned, I've been here since November 2016, and I've had the opportunity to speak to hundreds of advisors. And during that time, I've heard the same thing from many of them. They have no time to coordinate seminars. Their current marketing strategy is not effective. They're spending too much money on marketing. They have low attendance at their seminars, or they're seeing the wrong people. And finally, their competitors are having more seminar success. Here's the thing. We realize that this is not the advisors or the agent's fault. The entire financial industry is stuck in a seminar model that began long ago when the only way you could reach people is through telephone and mailing. So we have a new innovative approach, as I mentioned, that really puts the marketing model for seminars back in favor of the advisor. Dean and Mike, being financial advisors themselves, they know all the pain points that are associated with doing workshops, and their goal in creating White Glove is to eliminate those pain points. So we really do this in 3 ways. 1, we do all the work on behalf of the advisor. 2, we take all the financial risk up front for the advisor. And 3, we guarantee that the advisor or the agent will gain a client. So this first visual representation here shows the old way of doing a workshop. As Chris mentioned, it's a lot of work. If you've done it before, you know how time consuming it can be to find a venue, book the venue, take care of the liability insurance, pick your presentation, go through compliance, take the registrations as they come in, track all the attendees, and all that has to happen even before you get in front of your prospects. The right side shows the new way, the way that it works when you work with White Glove workshops. You come to us, we handle all the tedious tasks that go along with planning the workshop on your behalf, so you can continue to focus on your current clients and your business, focus on what's important. Well, we plan and coordinate that workshop on your behalf, and then you show up in front of your prospects. The second way that we put the seminar marketing model back in favor of agents and advisors is by taking all the financial risk up front. You only pay for the households that actually attend your workshop with our model, and not until the day after the workshop. So it's eliminating all the risk. As Chris said, a lot of people decide not to do workshops because they are quite concerned that they'll spend all the money up front and they won't have prospects. With us, we get paid on performance. So we only get paid for the prospects you actually see. As I said, Dean and Mike hated paying for empty seats. And with our model, you will no longer pay for an empty seat. You pay the day after the workshop and only for the households that actually attend. Now, we also cover financial costs when events are canceled due to weather. If you've been doing workshops for a while, you've probably experienced this: a snowstorm, a hurricane, an ice storm, a tornado, a thunderstorm, it being too hot for people to come out, and you getting a low turnout because of weather events that are entirely out of your control. If an event's canceled due to weather, you will not pay anything. When the hurricanes went through Florida and Texas last year, we had to cancel over 40 events. We had already marketed the event, we had already spent our marketing dollars, and we took the hit on that. The advisors weren't out a dime. So again, we're eliminating all the risk, and you're only paying for the people you actually see. And then the final way we put the seminar marketing model back in favor of the agents and advisors is by offering a guarantee. We're so confident that you'll experience success with our program if you use our system effectively that we have this in place. If you do a workshop with us and you don't pick up a client within the first 120 days, we will give you your next workshop for free. A set of conditions do apply to this, so I'll go over that with you. But again, we are so confident that you'll be successful that we have this in place. Another way that we're very different from other marketing organizations is we don't sell exclusive territories. We work on a first come, first served basis. So if you're the first advisor to request an area, we absolutely will put a workshop in that area for you. If you're not the first advisor, what we do is we take a look at the inventory available in the area. Our marketing department has the ability to determine how many households we can draw in a particular location each month. If that number, for example, is 50 households each month, and an advisor is in there using all 50 households, we will not allow another advisor to come in because we don't want to oversaturate the area. If an advisor in the area is only using 20 of those 50 households each month, we will allow more than one advisor in an area at a time. So because we're first come, first served, it is very important that you get your orders in early so that you can secure your area. There is one way to have exclusivity in an area, and that's by securing all the inventory. So if you're interested in that, I can definitely discuss the details of gaining exclusivity by buying all the inventory month after month. We are growing quickly. In 2016, we had 30 employees coordinating 100 workshops each month all across the country. We now have over 90 employees coordinating over 400 workshops each month. We've just expanded into Canada. We're opening up new topics, new verticals, real estate. So we really have a lot of experience in making sure that we are effectively putting prospects and fresh faces in front of all of you. You can think of us as the easy button. We want to make it super easy for you. So I'm going to walk you through the steps. There's 3 simple steps for you to get started. The first one is for you to choose a seminar topic. The second is for you to select a seminar date and time. Here's our topics. We do have 6 that we're offering at the moment. Social Security is our entry-level topic, and in this class, you focus on maximizing the benefit. We highly recommend that in an affluent area. As you know, everyone wants to maximize the Social Security benefit, so you really want to keep this in areas that are highly affluent. Taxes and Retirement draws in a high-quality prospect due to the marketing message, and it also draws in a large quantity of attendees, so it is our most popular topic. Retirement Income Planning developed because advisors were asking us if they could speak about the topics they talk about in the office at the workshop with the attendees. So this covers mutual funds, annuities, IRAs, 401ks, all those things that you talk about when you get a prospect back to your office. We just started offering estate planning, college planning, and real estate. So estate planning, some advisors and agents are choosing to pair with attorneys for this one and split the cost. College planning drives in a younger prospect. So if you're looking for a younger prospect, this is a good option for you. And as I mentioned, we've also expanded into real estate, and we're helping real estate agents grow their business as well. We have also expanded into Canada, where we have Retirement Helper over there. So in addition to choosing your seminar topic and selecting your date and time, you also want to identify your geographic area. When you're picking that geographic area, there's really 2 things you want to keep in mind. 1, where your best potential clients come from, and 2, the distance of that area from your office. You want to make sure that people who attend the workshop are also willing to come to your office. So you want it to be geographically close enough for people to travel between the 2 locations. Once we have these 3 pieces of information, topic, date and time, and your geographic area, we'll get started on your behalf. So we will research and book the venue for you. We will deploy a digital marketing campaign on your behalf. Keep in mind, we're not sending any mailers, so not only are we saving trees, but we're also able to reach prospects that have not yet been reached in different areas. Once we deploy the digital marketing campaign, the registrations start coming in, and we'll manage all those registrations. So we will take the registrations, we'll make the confirmation calls, we'll send the confirmation emails and the reminder emails. We even give guests an option to receive a text message update to remind them about the workshop. And as a bonus, after your workshop, we'll provide you with a list of guests who registered but didn't show up, so you can follow up with them and invite them into your office for a meeting. And that guest information for the no-shows is entirely free to you. We often take double the number of registrations as what you're requesting because we do see a 50% drop-off at these events that use digital marketing. So if you're asking for 20 households at the event, we'll take 40 registrations, knowing we see about a 50% drop-off rate. That means you'll pay for the 20 or so households that are actually in the room for you to speak to. The day after the event, you pay for those. And the day after the event, you get the contact information for the people who were there. And as I mentioned, also the no-shows, which are free leads to you. As your personal seminar coach, I'll guide you through everything you need to be successful. Whether it's your very first seminar or your 100th, it's so important to me that you experience success. So I'll give you tips, advice, best practices that we've learned from advisors who are doing these events successfully all across the country. And then additionally, we'll give you access to Seminar Mastermind Frank Maselli. If you're not familiar with Frank Maselli, he's one of the industry's top-rated speakers, trainers, and consultants. He's the author of 3 best-selling books, and he's trained tens and thousands of advisors, wholesalers, and managers at nearly every firm in the industry. So when you work with White Glove, Frank is a free resource for all of you. You get one-on-one coaching from him. You can record yourself giving the presentation and send it over to Frank for detailed feedback so that you can maximize your results. And you also get access to Frank's exclusive toolbox with all of his training materials. So his training materials don't only relate to workshops, they relate to every aspect of your business. And then finally, most importantly, it's your job to show up, show passion, and have fun. Ultimately, what's important at a workshop is that you connect with people. It's really the connection that's going to have people booking appointments with you. So we take on all the tedious planning tasks so you can really focus on being prepared, going in, making those connections, and ultimately booking the follow-up appointments with the guests. Now, our business relies heavily on reorders, and we know the only reason you'd reorder is if you're experiencing a good ROI. So rather than me tell you about the ROIs, I'll show you a couple of testimonials from advisors who are working with us. Bob Schultzel, he really thought that he had reached every person who was reachable in his area, and he did not know where his next lead was going to come from. He told us it was a pretty dire time for his business. So at the urging of his FMO, he came over to White Glove Workshop, and we provided him with fresh faces and new prospects month after month when he thought no one else in his area was reachable. You can see Sai, who's been working with us for some time, was really happy to get in front of several new prospects that had sizable amounts of assets, and he thinks the quality of the leads was really great. And then additionally, you can see Brian was really pleased about the number of people that showed up. He thought it was a really great event. So we're hearing from advisors that they regularly have an ROI of 3-to-1, 4-to-1. That's typically our average, and we hear up to even 10-to-1 ROI in events. I know I shared a lot of information with you, so I'd like you to take just a moment and think about what your business can look like 6 months from now once you've implemented this program. You'll have had several workshops by that time with rooms full of prospects, tons of follow-up appointments, you'll have closed new clients, and your funnel will be full. So I definitely want to help you make that happen. At White Glove Workshops, we like to reward action takers. So if you are one of the first 3 people to submit a host agreement following this webinar, you will receive a $500 voucher off your first workshop. Like I said, as long as you submit that host agreement by June 22nd and complete your workshop by August 15th. So thanks again so much, Chris and Alpine Brokerage, for allowing us to be with all of you this morning. If you would like any additional information, I would love to speak with you.
Thank you very much, Natalie. I'll tell you, everybody, I've been doing seminars for over 20 years now, and it really has always been a hassle. And I've had events snowed out. I've had events with traffic issues or other problems like that where people just don't show up. Matter of fact, I had one where one person showed up, and it's pretty depressing if you spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a seminar and one person shows up. I think it's outstanding that they finally a company out there who says, hey, we're willing to take that risk. We're willing to do all the work to set it up. You just go do what you guys do best and sell the leads. So we're really excited about working with White Glove on this stuff, and I would strongly recommend everybody to take a few minutes, either give our account executive here at the office a call or give Natalie a call and get moving on this. This is a great way during the summer when everything slows down to get in front of more people so your business doesn't slow down. Once again, our number here at the office, 866-777-2006, or you can see Natalie's number on the screen. Again, thank you guys very much for all of your business. Thank you for your time today. We look forward to continuing to work with you.